The aircraft is circling east of New York. Late evening, unstable winter weather. Air traffic is dense enough that planes are stacked vertically, each flying the same oval loop, one above another. Inside the cockpit, fuel is already lower than planned. The crew radios air traffic control and requests priority. The response is immediate, calm, professional. Another heading, another delay. The aircraft remains in the holding pattern. Nothing appears broken, but nothing is improving. This is one of the most controlled airspaces in the world. Every aircraft is tracked. Every arrival is sequenced. Every delay is calculated. Fuel planning is standardized. Emergency procedures are explicit. And yet, an aircraft with diminishing fuel is treated as routine traffic. The system is functioning as designed. So why does this situation feel unstable? In high-density airspace, delays don't stay isolated. One missed approach forces resequencing. Resequencing pushes others into holding. Holding burns fuel that cannot be recovered. Most of the time, the system absorbs this quietly. But when fuel becomes the limiting factor, everything depends on how and when priority is triggered. From the outside, the solution feels obvious. If an aircraft is running low on fuel, air traffic control should land it first. Controllers do this all the time, for medical emergencies, mechanical failures, security threats. So why doesn't that happen here? Why does the aircraft keep circling? Commercial aircraft do not arrive with extra fuel by accident. Fuel is planned precisely. Enough to reach the destination, enough to divert to an alternate airport, and enough for a legally required reserve. That reserve is not optional. It is not operational flexibility. It is a compliance threshold. Every additional pound of fuel adds weight. Weight increases fuel burn. Fuel burn increases cost. Across a single flight, that's manageable. Across an airline network, it compounds. Carrying extra fuel means higher operating costs, longer takeoff distances, higher landing weights, and increased runway requirements at congested airports. At scale, excess fuel reduces system efficiency and worsens the congestion it's meant to protect against. So airlines fuel tightly, not recklessly. Avianca Flight 52 departed Bogotá legally fueled, but with limited margin by design. On January 25, 1990, winter weather disrupted arrivals into JFK. Aircraft began missing approaches. A missed approach does not reset priority. It re-enters the aircraft into the arrival queue. The queue does not compress. It expands. Flight 52 entered a holding pattern over Long Island. Holding is routine. Aircraft fly oval loops at assigned altitudes, burning fuel at predictable rates, waiting for a landing slot to open. Each loop costs minutes. Each minute costs fuel. As long as fuel remains above reserve, nothing escalates automatically. This is where language becomes a system constraint. Air traffic control communication is intentionally rigid. Controllers are trained to respond to specific phrases, not tone, not concern, not implication. A request for priority is not an emergency. Minimum fuel is not an emergency. Concern is not authority. Phraseology exists to eliminate ambiguity, because ambiguity is dangerous at scale. In U.S. air traffic control, declaring minimum fuel means the aircraft cannot accept further unexpected delays, but it remains under normal clearance. It does not trigger priority. An emergency declaration is different. It allows controllers to break sequencing rules, compress spacing, and displace other aircraft. That authority is disruptive by design. Every priority landing delays others. Every delay increases controller workload. Every compression raises risk in already saturated airspace. If that authority were used loosely, the system would destabilize constantly. So escalation is gated behind a single switch. Only the flight crew can flip that switch. On Avianca 52, the crew believed their situation was understood. They communicated concern. They requested priority. But they never declared an emergency.
To the controllers, that meant one thing: the aircraft still had margin. Procedures limited interpretation. Language softened urgency. Each delay burned fuel. Each burn narrowed options. Multiple approaches were attempted and aborted as weather and spacing continued to interfere. Fuel crossed from limited to critical to unrecoverable, silently. Nothing in the system forced a reevaluation. The emergency declaration came only after the left engine flamed out from fuel exhaustion. That was the first unambiguous signal the system was designed to recognize. By then, landing priority no longer mattered. Minutes later, the right engine failed. With no thrust remaining, the aircraft descended uncontrollably. Avianca Flight 52 crashed into a hillside in Cove Neck, Long Island. 73 people were killed. Avianca Flight 52 was not ignored. It was processed. The system prioritized flow stability over interpretation. It required explicit authority to break sequence. That structure prevents constant disruption, but it offers no gradual override when margins disappear quietly. This disaster wasn't caused by a single mistake. It emerged from a system that did exactly what it was designed to do, until fuel, language, time, and authority converged at zero. If you want more true stories about the hidden systems that quietly hold the modern world together, subscribe to Behind the Systems.